All right, so let's do a new story. Biden is he the media, I don't want to say called him out, but at least there was some sort of pushback a little bit about flying. Most of the headlines are like migrants. I love that we're softening. We don't even call them immigrants now, or illegal immigrants, or illegal aliens. We just call them migrants now. We're just going to completely softball around who these people are, and particularly children. And that quote, this is a breaking post. This is the Tampa Dispatch version. New York Post deserves all the credit, though. They broke the story. The Biden administration is secretly flying underage migrants into suburban areas in New York and other states. And then it goes through dozens of young migrants have arrived via charter flights from Texas, a practice which started in August. And two planes were seen last week landing in Westchester County Airport, with most passengers appearing to be children, teenagers, and some apparent migrants in their 20s. Nearly 2,000 have crossed the U.S. border from Mexico and arrived outside of White Plains on 21 flights since August the 8th. And these flights are arriving between midnight and 6:30 a.m. This one was the one that was documented on August the 20th. There were flights between 2:13 in the morning and 4:29, which is in violation of like their curfew rules there. So this is what got tweeted out. There's like really no like gray area. It's a whole bunch of people, all these kids. What's going on? So of course we ask press secretary, what do you got? Well, first off, the local Democrat. This is Tom Suozzi. I may be saying his name wrong. He's in charge of the district for Long Island and Queens. He represents those constituents. Very angry and frustrated. He wasn't advised. Like the Democrat didn't even know this was happening. And then later, at the press conference, she changes the quote when she's asked about all of this, about being middle of the night. So she says, well, we're talking about early flights. I mean, earlier than you might take a flight. So she starts trying to spin all this and create this distraction. And then she talks about the legal responsibility, blah, 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 blah. So I easily could have put this in the whole, does it matter? Should it matter? But I feel like there's more here than that. I don't know. Bob, you and I talked about it briefly. What are your thoughts on this whole story at this point?
Well, I guess I'm trying to figure out the motivation. Why are they doing this? Why those particular areas? And B, do the states have no authority over those flights coming in? I don't know. You know, that's a federal and FAA regulated, I guess, right? But I mean, if I'm the governor or the mayor of a city, do I have no say that you're dropping off 2,000 people just like that? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the administration's motivation is. I suspect it's not good, right? But I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
you
I'm just
think?
not sure. Yeah.
Alex, what are your thoughts?
I mean, why is it at 2 in the morning? Like, I don't
Yeah,
understand the lateness of it. I mean, it seems like they're trying to hide it.
Mhm.
The thing is this: why are you trying to hide it? And why not just be upfront about it? I don't, I don't, I don't understand. Like, you're right. Where there's smoke, there's fire on this one, and it just seems like there should be something more to it. And I don't know why they're not just being out front. Look, if you want to bring these people in, then just be out front with it and say that I want to bring these people in. So I don't get the 2 in the morning flight with a bunch of kids kind of thing.
yeah. I think and again, motivations, conspiracy theory at this point. Obviously, we've heard reports here in Florida. We've had some stuff. We've had stuff kind of all over the country. I see a lot of scattered things, but I haven't really seen stuff with photos until I saw this one, so I didn't know how to run with it till then. Uh, Obviously, you talk about just trying to sprinkle them all in throughout the country, so then it's it's easier to hide what a crisis or the quantity of people that are now here. I mean, that's kind of on the surface the most least malicious version of my conspiracy theories that I can come up with. Like it's just easier to disperse, hundreds here, hundreds there, hundreds here, and then that suddenly you don't have this massive population of people that are right still on the border in that general area of Arizona and Texas, because they're going to do everything they can in the next 6 years to flip Texas at least purple to get more of a stronghold in that southern area. So the last thing they want to do is to have a bunch of negative press on the border. So have you seen any other states or any other stories really of mention in this arena? Is this something that's kind of percolating to the top now that the New York Post and that prompted the press secretary being asked? So now it's like it's not really getting ignored like it was for a while, because this stuff dates back for, I mean, I've seen some of this stuff that dates back for over a month, but I haven't had any photos. I really haven't had much to go on.
Yeah, again, it's the variation in states that they're doing this in, which kind of like leaves me a little bewildered. You know, it's going from Texas to Florida, or Texas to New York, and I cannot figure out the motivation. That's what,
Tennessee was also a hot spot, believe it or not.
okay. That would make sense. No, Tennessee and Florida, but New York is kind of like one of these things are not like the other. Why?
Yeah, no, I agree. We're a weird place.
Hey, we're News Talk with Brandon and Bob. We're here to tell you about some of the facts so you don't have to waste your time watching CNN.
We don't want you wasting any time with CNN.
Or Fox or MSNBC or some of these other guys that are making a whole lot of money.
Et cetera, et cetera.
It's not paying.